Accessing justice in Nigeria is quite expensive. A venture, many say, is a luxury for only the rich and powerful, dispelling the claims that the court is the last hope of the common man. Stakeholders in the justice sector have tried over the years to weave their head around it in an attempt to bridge the existing gap in unmet justice needs. Stakeholders in the justice sector, such as those present in this room, continue to engage in exchange of ideas to seek ways of addressing the problem.
Nigerians actively look for solutions for their justice problems, but like in most countries of the world, the systems to help them are not providing enough so that people can actually get resolution and move on with their lives. So when people think about justice, they always first of all think about courts and lawyers. But what we actually see that in most countries, courts and lawyers only solve anywhere between 5 and 10% of the problems. The rest of the problems are resolved either by people themselves or in their community.
Unfortunately, over the years, people think only electoral matters is court, electoral matters is justice. Meanwhile, the bulk of the justice problems is nowhere near electioneering issues. There are everyday people struggling with justice issues. We have data showing us that neighbor dispute comes in first, domestic violence comes in second.
How does a poor man in Sabongida village access justice with the very expensive profile of the judicial process? How can he access it? I mean, even in the police station in my village, for you to get bail, you need not less than 5,000. And 5,000 today in a Nigerian community is big money.
Already, some states are buying into some ways of making justice accessible.
In terms of Ogun State, for instance, there's an innovation they're working on now that they actually put in the budget called One Stop Shop for Domestic Violence. In Imo State is community justice centers. They want the community justice centers to be located at the autonomous community level.
Introducing best practices in justice delivery in the country is therefore recommended.
But if you lock up young people in jail for a long time, they actually become criminals. So that doesn't always work. But what does work when you're dealing with somebody who's young, who has committed a crime? And the third big thing we push is innovation. Use technology, use the innovation power of Nigeria, which is immense, to try and come up with new ways to deliver justice to people.
The justice sector faces a number of issues at the moment, apart from access and affordability. Confidence in the system poses an even greater challenge. Godfrey Eshemoge, Arise News.